Major Neil Gagan joining us on the phone line. Hi Major, good to have you on the show with us. Tell us, how can we help you?
Good evening, Manisha. Thank you so much for taking my question. Now, just two things I would like to clarify. Firstly, I'm looking at a property from purely investment point of view, right? So now, with a budget of around 45 lakhs, with own initial corpus of 15 to 18, the rest being a loan, New Gurgaon seems to be out of reach. Now, I've boiled down to Daruheda, Greater Noida, that includes the expressway, Greater Faridabad and Kundli. Now, I was scouting in Greater Faridabad a couple of days back, and I homed on to Ansel Royal Heritage in Sector 70 and Puri Pratham, which is in resale in Sector 84. Now, my question is, firstly, out of these three places, which is the better investment option as far as returns are concerned? And if I feel compelled to go to Greater Faridabad, which is a better option in terms of resale and rental?
Alright, I think in your mail you had mentioned a lot of options: Dharuhera, New Gurgaon, Bhiwadi, Greater Faridabad, Noida Extension, etc., etc. So I think, your question, Major, has also given us an opportunity to evaluate all these markets, because they're NCR markets. Absolutely. 45 lakhs, it's a good mid budget. What do you think? I mean, some I know ruled out. New Gurgaon, there's nothing that he'll get in 45 lakhs. Some markets like Bhiwadi have been very slow. So Greater Faridabad is what he seems to be zoning in. Is that the good one to go with?
If you look at Greater Faridabad as a micro market and how it's developed over the last 3-4 years, there is the Nehar Par area, which is what they call Greater Faridabad. Now, this area is witnessing a lot of supply, and rates have actually gone up quite substantially over the last 1.5 years. Right. And there is some kind of livability that's just about starting to happen. So having said that, I feel that is an area that one should now not look at that aggressively, because rates have shot up. There's a lot more homes that are going to be built out, and basically one has to see whether that's an it was purely an investor driven buy, right. But is that going to translate into an end use? Yes. Or it's going to stay investor driven? So I would request you to wait and watch as far as what is going to happen to the future of Greater Faridabad with respect to these apartments getting ready. Sure. I definitely think that the livability is, with respect to these budgets, is in Mohannagar, is in Indirapuram, is in Noida Expressway, where people are already living there.
Very good infrastructure, and there's a lot of social infrastructure. The cost per square feet is still very affordable. Right. Compared to a Greater Faridabad, which may be slightly cheaper, but there's no livability over there. There's no real infrastructure over there besides homes coming up. Roads are yet to be developed properly over there, and these are livable areas, and people have been living there for the past 20 years. Okay. So this is what I would recommend to you. Look at Mohannagar, look at Indirapuram, and look at Noida Expressway. Long-term bets, but sure shot bets. Greater Faridabad, not right now, maybe a little later. I'll come to the key data points for these two areas. So if you were to look at Ghaziabad, which is Indirapuram and Mohannagar, there are a total of 20 projects, 6183 units. Availability is 575. Inventory overhang in Indirapuram is very safe, 9 months only, and Mohannagar is still also okay, 17 months. If you were to look at the Noida Expressway belt, we're talking about Expressway Stretch 2, which is starting from 93 and going up to 137. 30 projects, 24,094 units is the total supply. Inventory overhang is 14 odd months. If you were to look at the weighted average prices of the market, Indirapuram is 4424 rupees a square feet and Mohannagar is 3842 rupees a square feet. And if you were to look at Noida Expressway, which is the stretch 2, it is 4522 rupees a square feet. And if you were to look at the price appreciation trends, 44% in Ghaziabad, which is the Indirapuram belt, over the last 2.5 years, translating to a 17% annualized return. The other part of Ghaziabad, which is Mohannagar, has been slightly muted, 30% over the last 2.5 years, or 12% on an annualized basis. And lastly, Noida Expressway, this is given a 54% return over the last 2.5 years, or 21.6% on an annualized basis. The projects that you should look out for are Tierra by Paras Buildtech Limited. This is sector 137. 2013 is the completion year. Price is 5,000 rupees a square feet. And it's available on the resale market. You can get a 2 BHK over here between 825 to 960 square feet. So it fits your requirement. Cloud 92 by Rishabh Buildcon in Indirapuram, Ghaziabad, 4,000 rupees a square feet. 2014 is the completion year, and this project is also available from the resale market. And lastly, Gulmohur Greens to SVP Group, Mohannagar, Ghaziabad. This is 3,900 rupees a square feet. 2013 is the completion year again, and this project also you can pick up from the resale market.
All right, so, well, we're ruling out Greater Faridabad, even though, in fact, so we remember when we started doing the show, this was a market which was not doing very well. Somewhere in the last 8 months, it's shown rapid appreciation, but there's a little bit of a bubble there, investor bubble.
That has to be seen now, and it's going to take about a year for that to be cleared out.
Okay. So, Major, these are the 3 properties that we think are safer from an investment perspective. These are livable areas. They may still be a 5-year, 7-year bet, but clearly a safer bet to take with your kitty of 45 lakh rupees. There's Tierra Paris Buildtech Limited, the first one. There's Cloud9 2 by Rishabh Buildcon, and there's Gulmohur Greens 2 by SVP Group. Okay, what do we have next? We have an email. All right, let's take this one. Yakub Shah. He writes in, he says, well, I have a budget of 1.2 crores. Location preference is Andheri. Area that I want is 900